The 15th Grand Prix of the season takes us to Asia. Not only is this the first race ever in the city-state of Singapore, it's also the first night race in Formula One history. A special treat for spectators and drivers alike.
Having a race there is going to be special already, and having a night race is going to be even more special. I'm a quite early bed guy, so I go quite early to bed, so I hope 8 o'clock is going to be fine in Singapore.
So drivers should be wide awake going into turn 1, the first good chance to overtake. Around 5 kilometers long, the circuit extends around Marina Bay in the south of Singapore and is driven anti-clockwise. The biggest question mark, particularly for the drivers, will be lighting. But if you think the drivers won't be able to see a thing, then you're wrong.
It's going to be the first time that we race at night. But I'm sure it's not going to be a problem because we're going to have enough light. Because the track is going to be lit up by floodlights, and I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a fantastic show for everybody.
That's because the night in Singapore will be lit up by 3,000 lux. And to give you an idea of just how bright it will be, that's 4 times brighter than normal floodlights at a football ground. More about lighting up the Singapore F1 track later in Setup. However, night racing is not a new experience for every driver.
Well, we raced quite a few times in the States under the lights, and to be honest, it's just the cool thing about it is that it's night atmosphere. It's more party and in the paddocks and stuff for the crowd. It's a bit different. It's night atmosphere, but you know, for us, it doesn't really make a difference because there are going to be so many lights that it will probably be brighter than today.
The organisers have also ensured there are plenty of runoff zones, a source of major headaches for most city Grand Prix events. The route goes right through the man-made harbour and back again into the city's entertainment district. It's top speed towards the Esplanade Theatre, only to break back down just after it to under 100. However, all of this is uncharted territory for the drivers.
I think it's very important to have a good learning for the truck before going to Singapore, so that will be most important thing.
As previously in Valencia, the teams therefore do a lot of work in advance with simulations, thus achieving the basis for the right setup. Not an easy task given all the 90-degree corners and top speeds of 300 kilometers an hour, a tough test for brakes and tires. The last turn before the finish line is a crucial point on the circuit, past the world's highest Ferris wheel, aiming to achieve a good line and top speed on the straight, and the drivers must take this corner another 60 times.